Welcome back. Back in 2012, Martinus Evans was given a very grim diagnosis: lose weight or die. He was weighing in more than 350 pounds.
So he decided to make a change and prove everyone wrong by running a marathon. Not only did he run that marathon, he's now a running coach, author, and motivational speaker, and he's here with us right now. Thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to take it back to 2012. You get that diagnosis, lose weight or die. That's pretty blunt. That's pretty blunt indeed. So how do you go from getting that diagnosis that day to becoming a marathoner? Like, what kind of program did you put in place? What did you say to yourself?
You know, I would say it was a sheer defiant and anger. So I told my doctor I was going to run a marathon, and he laughed at me.
Oh, geez.
He told me that was the dumbest thing he heard in all his years of practicing medicine. So,
wow.
You know, instead of putting hands on him, I started to beat up the pavement instead.
Nice. That doctor needs to work on his bedside manner.
Just a little bit, maybe. So tell us about how you started running at that point. Was that the first time you started running after that diagnosis?
Yes.
And did you just start, you know, bit by bit? How did you go about it?
Yeah, my first run was 15 seconds. Literally, I fell off the treadmill trying to run for 15 seconds. And then every day after that, I just continued to get up and just run a little bit longer. And next thing you know, seconds turned into minutes, and minutes turned into miles.
Yeah, I mean, you have to start somewhere, and you started at 15 seconds. And, you know, now you're sharing your experience. You've written a book. You've started a run club, it's the Slow AF Run Club.
Yeah.
So obviously it starts slow and it progresses. I mean, when you tell people about your progression, how does that feel to know that you're inspiring others?
You know, it's the greatest feeling in the world, because most people, they see me, they see my outer appearance, and they don't think that I'm able to run marathons, but I can. And the most shocking is when I tell them I ran 8 marathons so far.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
And then where did the book come about?
So throughout the pandemic, we had a lot of individuals come into our run club, and they was asking a lot of questions about, like, how do I get started running? Do I run for speed or distance first, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to be able to provide them with a sound guide that I wish I would have had when I started running over 10 years ago.
Now talk about becoming an author. I mean, because that's something different. All of a sudden you're writing a book. What was that process like? Did you find it hard, or did it come easy to you?
Well, that's the thing about running a marathon, is that if you can do a marathon, you can write a book. So it's pretty much just like that. Write consistently every day.
Well, I think I'm the only one sitting here who hasn't run a marathon, so apparently I'm the only one up here who can't write a book either. Great.
I'm sure you could do both. And so you're on the book tour.
Yes.
What do people ask you the most? Do you find that there's a prevalent question over and over that you get asked?
So one of the questions that people always ask me is, have I sent the book to the doctor yet?
That's a great question. Have you?
No, I have not. And then the second question is, you know, what's next for me? And what I tell them is that, we recently just launched a nonprofit called the Slow AF Run Club Foundation.
Okay.
And our goal with that is to provide running to people who traditionally don't have running. So me growing up on the east side of Detroit, I had no idea about what a marathon was or long distance running. They usually put us on track. So I want to be able to give running for free and give running to the masses, and this is how I'm going to do it with our foundation.
You know, I just want to touch on this doctor again. Is he still your doctor? Have you seen him since? Have you seen him since this diagnosis?
No.
Okay.
Grand opening, grand closing on that.
Yeah, I see.
Oh,
All
my
right.
goodness.
Okay.
Well, hopefully they're not tuning in, right? Whoever they are. So, you know, I often wonder, you know, runners, there's mental benefits, mental health benefits, emotional benefits. Runners will tell you that it's not just for the physical, right?
Yeah.
What kind of gifts did you get from running those long distances?
Yeah, so also the mental aspect, I'm more grounded when I'm running. So any obstacle that's in my way after I run, that obstacle feels like a little speed bump. The second thing is that running has brought me around the world. Like, for example, I was able to run Berlin Marathon. Imagine being in Berlin. I've never been to Berlin. So to go to Berlin and run with 50,000 other runners is just awe-inspiring.
Now, is that part of the process when you pick the marathon you want to run? Do you say, like, hey, I want to travel to this area? Or is that just part of a qualifying process? I don't know anything about marathons. Yeah. So how did you get to Berlin? Was that you saying, I want to go run in Berlin?
So there's this thing called the World Major. So there's the most 6 popular races in the world: New York City, Chicago Marathon, Berlin, London, and Tokyo. So these are the World Majors. Okay. These are where, like, the largest races in the world. So for these races, you have to either qualify or get in via lottery.
All right.
And so I got in via lottery, and from there you say, holy crap, I'm going to Berlin.
going to
You're like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could share a piece of advice with someone maybe who has never run and is inspired by you and what you've done and what you've been able to accomplish, what would you share?
The first thing that I'll tell people is that it's mindset. Mindset is the key. There's so many people that has told me that they do not feel like they're a runner because they don't look a certain way. And the thing I tell them is that that's okay. One of the things you really have to believe in yourself is truly believe in yourself that you are a runner, and then go out and take the first steps.
So you have a couple events happening, one today, one tomorrow. Tell us about those.
So how I like to explain this is going to be fun runs, a fun time, and book signings and selfies, man.
Okay.
Sounds good. I
All
like
rolled
it.
into one.
It sounds like a fun time.
Fantastic. Well, we appreciate you being here today and sharing your story. I know you've inspired so many people, and you continue to do so.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And just quickly, where can they get your book? Online, website, anything
So
like
you
that?
can find this book wherever books are sold. So Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books are sold, you can find it. And there's also an audio book. So if you want to hear this buttery baritone voice speaking in your ears,
I like that.
go ahead and pick it up, the audio version as well.
Look at
All
that.
right, Martinus Evans with Slow AF Run Club. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Time